In this video, we'll be discussing a brush type synchronous motor. This is a pedestal mount motor. Notice the shaft is supported by the bearing pedestals. A synchronous motor has wound field poles that must be energized while rotating, or what we call excited. Brush type means the rotating field is excited with DC current that is fed through brushes and collector rings. What are brushes and collector rings? Glad you asked. Here are the collector rings and brush rigging. The brush rigging consists of brushes and holders. The DC current is supplied by an external DC voltage source found in the motor starter. We can see the white cables connected to the brush holders. They carry the current to the brushes. One is positive and the other is negative. Polarity doesn't matter. The field doesn't care which direction current is flowing. In fact, we normally reverse them every annual. Current flows through the brush and into the collector ring, then through all the field pole windings and out the other collector ring. Don't get brushes in a sync motor confused with brushes in a DC motor where there's a commutator. In a sync motor, the brushes contact collector rings. In a DC motor, they contact the commutator. There are insulators that mount the collector rings. The insulators must be kept clean. During PM opportunities, we clean these insulators. Testing includes removing the motor field leads from the rings and first measure the resistance across the field windings. Next, with the leads disconnected and the brushes lifted, we can measure the resistance across the collector ring insulators. We do that with a megger at 500 volt DC. An acceptable measurement for motors in the field would be 100 megohms or more. If less, we have to clean them or either replace them. We measure across rings as well as each ring to the shaft. We have 50 gigohm or 50,000 megohms across these rings. Each ring to ground is also 50 gigohms. To test the brush stud that insulates the brush holders, we measure the insulation resistance of each brush box to ground and across the brush boxes. An acceptable measurement here is 1,000 megohm. Brush boxes must be isolated from the starter as well as all brushes lifted. Like the collector ring test, the technician measures the resistance at 500 volt DC of each brush box to ground and across the brush boxes.